Hi, I'm Jackie Cameron, and I'm going to be cooking for you today one of my favorite dishes, a mushroom risotto. And what makes this extra special is that I've grown my own mushrooms with this Fungkit Oyster Mushroom kit. Whenever I start cooking, I always cook in sequence. So over here I've got the oil and the butter, I've got the onions, I've got the risotto, the white wine. We're going to deal with the mushrooms a little bit later and the grated cheese. First up, what we're going to do is we're going to get our two pots on the heat. The one at the back is going to be for the water. And in the front, we're going to get this pot on where we're going to be making the risotto with the butter and oil. Now we're going to be adding the water or the vegetable stock to the pot. While that's getting warm, we got this pot on in the front and that's really nice and hot. So I'm going to be adding now the butter and the oil to this. The butter gets a brown tinge to it. We call it the beurre noisette stage, but it's really just releasing a nutty aroma and you'll be able to smell that straight away. Now onto chopping of the onions. I always in all my risotto recipes do equal quantities onions to risotto rice. So in this instance it's 200 grams of chopped onions and 200 grams of risotto rice. I'm going to be adding my onions and my 6 grams of garlic to the pot and I'm going to allow that to cook until it's beautifully translucent. I'm going to add my risotto rice to these. But the most important thing that I need to be looking for is that each of these little granules are coated with sunflower oil. Adding the white wine now, and I'm going to allow it to reduce completely. The trick with a risotto is that you continuously stir. You are not allowed to step away from your pot. The white wine has reduced completely, and now we're going to start adding the water to the risotto. And we're going to be doing this ladle by ladle. Do not rush this process. Remember, we want as much stirring as possible. So my risotto is 3/4 of the way. I'm going to switch it off because now I'm going to be preparing my mushrooms. And now for the real stars of the show, the Fungkit Oyster Mushrooms. Ta-da! All you've got to do is get your hands around the mushrooms and then twist. Just look at those. I know I'm impressed. Then what you're going to be doing is cutting off the stems. Tearing the oyster mushrooms into bite sizes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get on the mushrooms. First of all, you've got to get the pan on and get that really hot. I'm going to be adding a few blocks of butter to the pan. I'm going to be taking a few of the bite-sized mushrooms, but I'm not going to be cooking all of the mushrooms at one time. I'm going to be doing it in batches. Rather do it in batches and take a little bit longer to do it and get a well-seared mushroom. We're going to put the risotto back on the heat. And we're going to add the mushrooms. Now I'm just going to be adding a little bit of salt and pepper to the risotto. After stirring the mushrooms into your risotto, add your finely grated Parmesan cheese. So we've seasoned it, we've added the mushrooms, we've added the Parmesan cheese, we've made sure it's at the correct consistency, and now we're going to plate up and enjoy. Doesn't it just look simply delicious? As my mother always said, the proof's in the pudding, or the mushroom risotto. You know what's really special about this dish is you can taste each individual ingredient, but specifically the oyster mushroom freshness comes through. It must have something to do with my green fingers. Find this recipe on the back of the Fungkit Oyster Mushroom box.